something that I have been doing over the course of the many weeks of ASMR. So, more recently, we have been in the apology anime arc, where we only talk about apologies, and where I managed to stretch that out for about 3 ASMR episodes. I'm very proud of that. However, now it's time to move on. Now, in order to get the full context of this video, we are going to need to rewind the clock pretty far back. In fact, to our intermediate ASMR days. So, we are winding down the clock to intermediate ASMR, in particular episode 16, intermediate ASMR 16, I became a douchebag. Now, those of you who are smarter in the audience would notice that this is 36 and we're talking about 16. It's a exact 20 episode difference. Is that a coincidence? Possibly. Or possibly not. So now, let me summarize what ASMR 16 was in about a few sentences, since usually that's how much my videos can be summarized to. I'm just really good at dragging them out to roughly 30 minutes. Alright, whatever. ASMR 16 was me telling a story where I was essentially taking pictures of myself in sort of this douchebaggy way. I'm sure you've seen something similar. I was basically doing that, but I was very bad at it. So I will probably put up a picture here while I'm doing this ASMR trigger, one of the ones I took back in the days, back in the red hair days. And then towards the end of this video, I took the high ground. I really died on this hill. I was like, oh yeah, this is so cringy. Who would ever do this? I would never do this, except when I did this experiment. It's just not for me. You know, it's time we just move on and forget that I ever did this, because it is very cringy. Well, so, I was like, I would never do this. I would never sink to these depths of lowliness. Turns out, I was completely wrong. I am that type of person to do that exact thing you would see. So this is going to be a little bit of a confession of mine, because ever since that video, I actually never stopped taking pictures of myself. So I never stopped, I was completely doing it unironically, unlike before where I was simply doing it ironically. Turns out I actually am a douchebag, and now I will accept that title wholeheartedly. Those people who follow me on Instagram, all three of you, would probably already be able to gather this based on my recent post history. Basically all just being glamour shots of myself. dumbass running his leaf blower next to him. It's really loud and it's very distracting. As you can see, from ASMR 16 to ASMR 36, we're still getting interrupted. Truly, nothing has changed on this channel. I have been taking pictures of myself a lot recently. It's sort of become a habit of mine now. It's become a habit of mine. Usually once I'm done recording an ASMR video, for some reason I decide that it's best to go to camera mode and just start going to town taking pictures of myself. I don't understand why, but it just always happens. In fact, shortly before this video, I started taking pictures of myself, and I'll probably do the same after this video. So it became a habit of mine to take pictures of me after I record videos. I was like in some sort of professional photo shoot where I was pretending to be like a role play. Except I'm not nearly attractive enough to be a model. And also, it's the same location every time. It's always in this room. I don't take pictures of myself anywhere else, and it will only be here. So yeah, it was like I was running a photo shoot of myself every time I finish recording an ASMR video. in ASMR 16, I didn't take very many pictures, and because of that, I was able to sort of describe each of them individually and really break down the backstory. Do anime flashbacks on each of the pictures, where my mindset was at, where my creativity levels were at. However, in ASMR 36, I am not afforded of such a luxury, since I have taken so many that it would take me a very long time for me to describe to you all of the different stories behind the pictures I have taken of myself over the past months since that upload. So I guess this story just shows that I'm not very different from the people I criticize. And I want you to imagine this is me in my current state. Now just imagine if I was actually attractive. The amount of pictures that would have been taken, the things that my phone would have seen, would have been beyond even the comprehension of the gods themselves. Truth and not holding back. No videos. I have not gone that far. Only pictures, and I've never stuck my tongue out in any of them. So at least I still have that for me. However, at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if I would sink to that level, since clearly I haven't hit rock bottom yet. notice that this is actually not a mask thing. The mask actually broke. I don't know which it broke during an ASMR episode. I don't remember which one, but you'll find it. So we had to replace it with some generic thing. But at least now I can say that I relate to so many of these people who take pictures of themselves. Now I can finally understand why they do it, and I can sympathize with them a little bit. So the lesson to take from this is, don't pretend like you're better than anyone else, because chances are you would probably do the same exact thing. Damn it. This is an attempt of me being more open, alright? This is no judgment. Since we're done talking about the fact that I became a douchebag, I do want to touch on a couple different other stories, just briefly here. First one is, I have been recording this video for roughly about 30 minutes, and the idiot with the leaf blower still hasn't stopped. I don't know how many leaves are in the backyard, but Jesus Christ. My second story is this whole week's theme was falling from grace. My previous upload was a roleplay video. I put it in quotes, roleplay, because I wasn't very good at this roleplay. How many words can I use? Roleplay. Now, it was my first attempt at a roleplay, Jesus Christ. And I do remember, maybe I didn't say it, but I was definitely thinking it. In, I believe, the first edition of ASMR, I said I was never gonna do a roleplay, and that I would never sink to such depths. And look at me now. Jesus, really? Doing a roleplay, but clearly no one respects my ASMR in my neighborhood. So, you know what they say. You either die a hero, or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. This third news story should have probably deserved its own ASMR update, but unfortunately, this is much more important. And that is the fact that I have graduated from high school officially. Hooray. Actually, a plane is flying overhead right now. So, usually I cut these interruptions out. However, I'm feeling pretty nostalgic. We're talking about the olden days, the red hair days. So, I think I'll keep all of these interruptions in. Actually, today is the graduation ceremony. Of course, I'm not going, because why would I go? I'm too busy recording YouTube videos. Fourth news story. Are we on our fourth? I lost count. You might be wondering, sort of, what's going on with my background. Well, I mentioned this in my birthday video, but I am moving, and so I am getting prepared to move and getting rid of furniture now. But at least we have, hold on, I can do it. Our BB-8 still ready to go, still celebrating a party despite the fact that it's been over a month. But I will talk about that more in depth in the next 2 weeks. Very sad news, so prepare yourself mentally for that. ASMR 38 is going to be heartbreaking, I promise you. Speaking of ASMR weekly update, my last news. Is that in ASMR 37, I already know what I'm going to be talking about. Usually I'm unsure because the idea comes to me throughout the week, hence the weekly update. But this time I know because there's